Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, just as always, I'd like to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue for the one true name of the Heavenly Father, the Ancient of Days, the creator of all energy being Yahweh, and that of the Messiah whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, being Yahushai. Those are the only names in which salvation may be obtained, whether you have been given the Spirit to receive that knowledge or not. I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere peace, love, blessing, salutations unto all of you hopeful and faithful members of the elect, doing the best to make the calling of your election sure, right, who are coming into the realization of where, right, true power really stems from, man. All right? And I'll go ahead, since I said that, I'll go ahead and start off here. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, and I believe verse 38, if I'm not mistaken. It's like verse 39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, that there is no God with me." You see, so what is the Heavenly Father saying here, man? That He is He. In fact, that name, the one true name of the Heavenly Father, as I had just mentioned, being Yahweh, right? There's a definition to that name, man. And the world, what it's done is it's succumbed to calling the Heavenly Father by different titles rather than His proper name. An example of that would be the word God and the word Allah, which simply, both of those words mean power. Those are titles, man. That is not His name. You see? His name would be Yahweh, which the definition would be He is. You see? There's no further explanation, man. He is the creator. All manner of energy, right, comes from the Heavenly Father, man. He is in all things. He simply is, right? And there is no God. That word God, what did I just say, man? It means power. So he's saying there's no power with Him. He is the only power, man. He is the power. Anything that you see that may look as though it holds some sort of power, right? Well, that was given to it from the Heavenly Father. This is why the scriptures say that the deceived and the deceiver are His, man. Everybody has their role to play on this earth. You see? Going from the righteous all the way to the deceived, all the way to the deceiver. You see? The bottom line is there's no power other than the power of the Most High, man. And knowing and understanding that, right, is what strikes obedience into us. And also the understanding, right, that we'll get on the next verse. But let's go ahead and continue for now. It says, "I kill and I make alive." So he's going as far to detail things to us, man. To tell us, to prove to us that He is the ultimate power and there is no other power, by telling us, right, I kill and I make alive. You don't give credit to the bad guy. You don't give credit to the, right, to the cruel one. At the end of the day, man, the Heavenly Father, right, stirred this particular vessel up to destroy the other vessel, man. And now this vessel that was stirred up to bring the destruction, right, he's got to reap what he's sown, which is also then his destruction. That's why the scriptures tell us what? Revelation 13:10, "He that liveth by the sword must be killed with the sword," man. You see, you reap what you have sown. In other words, if you live a life of, right, of killing people carnally, eventually you are going to be killed, man. Going on, it says, "I wound and I heal." So this is both the power that both wounds and heals. So it shows you again where your loyalty should be, man. And it should not be to the creation of any sort, but simply to the Creator, man. It says, "Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand," right? So if the Heavenly Father, right, saw fit to pronounce judgment upon you, nobody could deliver you from that judgment, man. And if the Heavenly Father be for you, as it is written, Romans the 8th chapter, then nothing, right, could prevail against you, man. At the end of the day, right, we are serving the Ancient of Days, man. the creator of all energy, as I mentioned earlier. And this is that other precept I wanted to grab. This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. It says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." You see that, man? The truth shall make you free. Free from what? Free from this rat race. Free from a servant of Esau, man. Free from serving the flesh. Here it is. We've succumbed to chasing after everything that Esau puts before you, man. And ultimately chasing after that bag. You see, which has caused us to do wicked things, cruel things, right? All manner of things. Even killing ourselves for this fiat dollar, man. Guess my storage is running out. Let me see if I could. But going on, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6. In fact, I'll grab chapter 5. Yeah, it is chapter 6. I like it. Chapter 6 and verse 23. Well, in fact, I'll go all the way back to verse 20. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, wherein neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt." In fact, let me go ahead and back up even further, man, and catch verse 19. It says, "Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay yourselves up treasures in heaven, wherein neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal." You see, lay yourself up treasures upon heaven, man. Now, what's this mean, right? We go to work, right? Week in, day out, and you receive your wage for your work, man. That's you reaping what you've sown. You've sown, right, the fruits of your labor. In other words, right, you went and you put in the effort, breaking the sweat, breaking your back to dig, to plant the seed, to nourish it with water. And then you reaping, that would be the fruits that come forth of that, man. Your vegetables, your fruits, you're able to eat, you're able to fill your belly. That's where that phrase, "you reap what you sow," comes from, man. And that's what you sow upon working your carnal jobs, which there's nothing wrong with that. We got to sustain ourselves. The scriptures talk about that, right? We got to do what we got to do as men. We got to get by day. But nonetheless, all right, this truth is what comes first. In fact, let me go ahead and grab 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse verse 20. It's like not chapter 15, chapter 2, or chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, "And after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." So that's what we're called to do, man. Right? That's likened unto us sowing spiritually, man. All right? This is what we are called to do. So you got the example of what we do on the right-handed side and what we have to do on the left-handed side, right? Being likened unto you having to go to work for Esau and take care of yourself in a carnal sense, man. And this is going to the book of Galatians, chapter 6, and verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. right? So whatever a man sows, that's what he's going to reap, man. And if you're sowing, right, you're something corruptible, in other words, right, that tangible dollar, which, we got to do, you're going to reap something corruptible, right, which is going to be, that dollar to fill your pocket, man. But if you're sowing something spiritual, you're going to reap something spiritual, man. Which ultimately, as we go on that Corinthians, you see is going to be immortality, man. The law is written within us, being in perfection with the Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? But going on, it says, verse 8, for he that soweth of the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth of the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting, right? In other words, immortality. You see? And again, all we got to do is keep our eyes single, man. All we got to do is push this word. We weren't called to figure out the algorithms of how to take down Esau, how to get into his military bases and cause his drones to self-destruct, how to, the list goes on, man. Look at all these different groups, right? Ishmael been over here going at war with Esau for generations, man. And where have they gotten? Not nowhere. You see? There's only one way that this devil is prophesied to be taken down. And as we just got that, right, that really comes from preaching, man, which is foolishness to the world because it don't look like it's going to do much, right? But to the eyes of the elect, we know that it's everything, man. Lord willing, being part of that number, because we must endure unto the end, you see? Things are going to get tough. Things are going to get hard. Well, that's why we endure, and the Heavenly Father gave us the way to get through it, which is, again, keeping that eye single, man. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 20. Verse 20, it says, but lay yourself up treasures in heaven, wherein neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break forth nor steal. For where your treasure is, there shall your heart be also, right? So wherever your treasure is, that's where your heart's going to be, man. That's where your thoughts are going to be. That's where your mind is going to be. You see? This is verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. So there you go, man. That's why the scriptures talk about coveting, man. That's why the scriptures talk about not looking all around you, right? In the wantonness of sin. Because this place is sinful, man. Everywhere you look, there's something stirred up to try to cause you to go off. And this is why we have scriptures such as this, right? To keep us from doing so, man. You see, if your eye be single, then your whole body's going to be full of light, man. Verse 23, it says, but if thine eye shall be evil, right, but you're looking upon, right, you're coveting over this world, you see, it says, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon, right? So you can't have a foot in the world and a foot outside of the world, man. You can't serve the Heavenly Father, right, and reverence him as the power, and then also, right, reverence and serve the creation as the power, man. At the end of the day, the Heavenly Father is the ultimate power, and that's what we're coming into the knowledge of, man. Verse 25, it says, therefore I say unto you, take no thought of your life. So he says we don't even got to think about our life, man. What did he tell the disciples? He said, go 2 and 2 and take not a bag for your money. Take nothing, man. We're serving the power that fed Elijah with ravens during the famine. You see? We are going to be taken care of, man, as long as we endure and as long as we have the faith to get through the hardships from point A to then reach the benefits of point B, right? Because when you're sowing, right, you're working hard, man. Oftentimes you don't even see the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, right? You don't see the benefit of it. You don't see the food that you're going to pick. You forget about it, man. Going on, verse 26. We're finishing off verse 25. It says, Is not the life more than the meat, and the body for raiment? Behold, the birds of the air